stand there in the immaculate evening, I do not find it strange to be fighting an entire town, a whole county. I am alone. Yes, of course I am. But I am not particularly afraid. The house was empty and lonely before. I just did not realize it. It's no worse now. I know that I shall hurt as much as I have been hurt. I shall destroy as much as I have lost. It's a way to live, you know. It's a way to keep your heart ticking under the sheltering arches of your ribs, and that's enough for now. There are some big white moths fluttering around the porch light, and a few fat-bellied beetles flip over on their backs and squirm helplessly on the boards. I wonder how they have survived the frost. They must have hatched under the house, in the warmth there, or between the clapboards. A screech owl pumps silently past the corner of the porch, avoiding the light. I wrap my sweater tighter around me. I lean on the porch rail and watch the night come. Not from any particular quarter. It's not that sort of night. It creeps in from all over, like staying up a sponge. There is no wind yet. It will rise later on. It always does. I hear the brief scream of a rabbit. The owl has found supper. I stand on the porch of the house my great-great-great-great-grandfather built, and through the open door I hear my children clatter along the hall to their supper. Marge, the baby, is laughing as Johnny teases her. "You are, you are, you are!" The words carry on the quiet, motionless air until a door cuts them short. I was a child in this house once, too, rushing through those halls and up and down those stairs. It was not as nice as it is now. That was before the war, before my grandfather made his money, but it was the same house. For them, for me. I feel the pressure of generations behind me, pushing me along the recurring cycles of birth and death. I was once the child going to bed upstairs, whispering to reassure myself against the creatures of the night. My mother slept in the great tester bed in the south bedroom, and my grandfather stood where I am standing, this same spot, and those before him, too. They sat on this porch and looked out across the fields, resting from the heat of the day, letting their eyes run over the soft turns of the land until they reached the dark woods. In those days, the woods were much closer. They are dead, all of them. I am caught and tangled around by their doings. It is as if their lives left a weaving of invisible threads in the air of this house, of this town, of this county, and I stumbled and fell into them. The owl gives his quivering descending call, far off now. For a minute I think I see his sweeping shape against the sky over the Providence River. I stand in the pitch darkness and listen to the sounds of voices that roar around in my head and watch the parade of figures that come and jostle for attention before my eyes. My grandfather, my mother, Margaret, Margaret's children, Robert and Nina and Chrissy. It's been several years since I've heard from either Chrissy or Nina. I don't know where they are now. I don't know what they are doing. I don't even know if they are still alive. But Robert came back. And how long ago? 3 months, no more. He came back jeering and hating. He drifts out of the crowd of people inside my head and stands next to me on the porch. Not the boy I grew up with, not the child I knew, but the man I saw just 3 months ago. He is my age, almost exactly, though he carries himself like an old man, rubbing at his mouth, batting his eyes rapidly. But he is alive, and when I am being honest with myself, as I am tonight, I know that I wish he were not. William. I want to tell you the story of my grandfather and Margaret Carmichael and me. It's hard to know where to begin, everything leading back and weaving into everything else the way it does. My grandfather was William Howland. Margaret was a free jack from over by New Church. But it didn't exactly start there either. When you think about it, you see that it started way back a long time ago in the early 1800s, when Andrew Jackson and his army marched north from New Orleans.